Love, what did you do to me? My only hope is to let life stretch out before me and break me on this lonely road. I'm made of many things, but I'm not what you are made of. Only now do I see the big picture, but I swear these scars are fine. Only you could have hurt me in this perfect way tonight. I might be blind, but you taught me the difference between mistakes and what you just meant for me. Don't say you ever loved me. Don't say you ever cared. My darkest friend. Words, have you forgotten all the lies you left there so fresh, turning old in the air? And now you have no weapons. You can try to get close to those I love. Do you really think they don't know what you're made of? Only now do I see the big picture, but I swear these scars are fine. Only you could have held me in this perfect way tonight. I might be blind, but you taught me the difference between mistakes and what you just meant for me. So don't say you ever loved me. Don't say you ever cared. My darkest friend. see you hurting. I've been through the same thing. Baby, don't you worry, I got you. I just wanna know you. Tell me all your secrets. Looking like you need it. 'Cause I got you, you.
Welcome back to the ASL team battle. Martosis alongside Rapid here once again, and we are in the loser bracket final between, of course, Team Bisu and Team Ayamong, aka Guanchi.
Yeah, he's actually been really impressive, not just himself, but really his entire team. Solky also a big winner there. I feel it may need a little bit of work, but we're going to see both of these guys going head-to-head for the winner. Gets a trip to the grand finals. The loser will still get third place, but it's all about who will face off against Team Flash in the finals tomorrow.
That's right. It's going to be a fantastic finals. Team Flash coming in as the favorites, definitely the strongest team on paper, and showing that, making it all the way to the finals, although it was a bit shaky at times for them.
Yeah, Flash actually losing to a guy we'll get to see play today, Tyson, last weekend. Just kind of blew everybody's minds. So gods can bleed, and so it's not necessarily just a shoe-in that Team Bisou is going to use their star powers for a trip to the finals.
Yeah, this match, I look at it and the lineup that we have, and I definitely favor Team Bisou, but I see ways where Team Gwumchi can come in and win. Gwumchi himself, or I Am Mong, as he's using his ID nowadays, has been just so solid for quite some time now, just showing fantastic games all over the place. If he can take out Bisou, anything can happen in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. And while Piano, for me, is kind of the wild card on Team I Am Mong, because I think he has not won a 1v1 game for them this entire oh, he took out Terror in the round of 8. So,
okay.
Golf clap for that. But at the same time, it's going to be really cool to see how a guy like Solkey does, because he was just on fire last weekend for them.
He certainly was. Guys, we are gearing up, getting ready to get into this. What would your prediction be overall for the match?
I would say hopefully maybe a 3-2 Team Bisou. I think Tyson is really, really on fire right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to take that guy out.
Yeah.
So if you do get to an ace match, maybe you have sort of a repeat of what Team Flash did, not sending out their big star player, but sending out the guy that's just playing the best on the team. And so that definitely could be Tyson, who could just bring it home.
I definitely I would say that Tyson should be heavily favored against Piano or Oregon, as we also call him. And, in fact, I would put Bisou generally favored against Gwumchi.
Probably.
And just racially speaking, the 2 versus 2 matchup, I give that to Team Bisou once again. So I'm looking at probably a 3-0, but the thing is, I am never counting Gwumchi out of any game right now. I think that he is quietly one of the strongest 1 versus 1 players in all of StarCraft 1 at the moment.
Yeah, he's just really solid, and I think you can't underestimate that kind of consistency. Here's a look at how the tournament has shaped up so far. Last weekend, we sent Team Flash to the finals. Tonight, we are going to send one more team there to face them, either Team Bisou, Team Kim Taek-young, or his opponent, Team I Am Mong, or Team Gwumchi.
That's going to be pretty fun tomorrow night. Of course, starts 1 hour later than this is starting right here, right now. So definitely keep that in mind if you want to tune into the finals tomorrow. But enough talk about those finals. This match itself is where it's at right now. Our first game going to be between Tyson and Oregon, as we've been mentioning, on Blue Storm. Is there any shot for Oregon to win this?
I mean, if he has any game that he's going to win, it's going to have to be this one, because this is pretty much do or die. And Team I Am Mong actually rotated their roster a little bit to put Oregon first. Last time these two teams faced off, a little bit of announcement that tomorrow, apparently, if you come down to the Africa's Freak Up Studios in Samsung, Seoul, South Korea, we're giving away free hamburgers. So
yeah,
even if
it's a finals, you should have a nice little treat while you're down here.
While Team Stork was still playing in the round of 8, he actually bought hamburgers for everybody in the audience beforehand. I did not get a hamburger, so I was a little bit salty.
You tried too. You ran down.
No, man, I'm going to be waiting to snipe those hamburgers tomorrow.
They'll definitely have one for you, and it's not Stork buying
You guys better get here early, otherwise I'm going to be first in line.
Africa is your employer tomorrow. They owe you a hamburger if there's ones in the studio.
At least. I'm going to go up to some dirt, battle them for their hamburger, take it away. He's going to be crying in the audience, but I'm going to have a hamburger.
Well, that's truly what matters, doesn't it? Now, guys,
that and getting the elevator on the way down out of the studio.
Oh, God, that's the hardest thing in the whole world right now. Anyways, here's our matchup for tonight, guys. Definitely Team Bisou favored all over the place here. But there are interesting matches. Look, Oregon did a good job in his last TVP on Blue Storm. Wasn't that against Best? Am I mistaken?
It was. That was a TVP, yeah.
Yeah, so he actually did a pretty good job against Best. Definitely made a few mistakes here and there, and Best was able to run him over. Oregon was never really considered a top Terran. He was an up-and-coming Terran that we were all excited about. Never really showed that in professional play back in the glory days. But we'll see what he can do against Tyson, who's kind of in the same boat as him. Was never really a big name back then. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and we're guaranteed to get to the 2v2, which traditionally has been a very weak point for Team Bisou. Bisou will be playing Protoss with Sot going Zerg instead of the other way around, Bisou trying to off-race So really a big question mark there for Team Bisu, which could give Team Ayamong a way to come back.
Okay, yes, I definitely agree with that, but I look at PZ versus TZ, and as long as the spots aren't really favoring the TZ, I would favor the PZ overall. And I think that we're getting late enough into the tournament, and they had enough time off since their last match, that Team Bisu should be really focused on this 2 vs 2, because this is where they can really clinch a victory tonight. If they win that 2 vs 2, I feel like there's almost no chance. You win the 2 vs 2 there, you put Bisu in the final match, and you've almost got this on lockdown.
Yeah, interestingly though, last time these two teams faced off, the 2v2 is the only match that Team Ayamong were able to win, and it was because Oregon just dominated Bisu, who was off-racing a Zerg. So this time, Bisu is playing his main race. I think we're all going to be a little bit happier. But as you can see in our 2 graphs, both of these teams very evenly matched.
Yeah, by these kind of funny. This is what Dabang does too on the app. They have these.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, you can rate your apartment.
What did we decide these were? Did we decide these were pentagrams or hexagons?
They're actually pentagrams or pentagons. Pentagrams summon things, but pentagons actually just tell you how good your players are.
Well, these are summoning the teams right now. I don't know what words mean. I'm sorry.
Summoning the esports gods. And Tasteless calls this esports necromancy. We're kind of bringing Brood War back, but I don't know if our pentagons are necessarily to blame for that.
Yeah. Notice
your mom walks in your room while you're playing Brood War and she sees a pentagon drawn on the floor. She's like, "No, my child!"
With a Ouija board over it.
It spells out Bisu's name.
Yeah, I'm trying to summon a dragon.
A Protoss dragon. It's different. Don't worry about it.
It won't breathe fire, believe me.
It'll breathe ladder points. All right, well, here's Tyson. He's going to be our first player for Team Bisu. Really underestimated coming into this tournament, but has done nothing but win since then. You guys remember that song,
Yes.
All I Do Is Win? Well, that's Tyson's theme.
No matter what. Now, to be fair, okay, like Tyson has been on a crazy hot streak. Oregon has not really looked that hot.
Right.
But when he played here against Best, like Best showed us basically perfect Sim Cities, great defense overall against the drops, and still lost a lot of probes. And that's Best. Tyson wishes that he was Best. Okay, every night he goes home to his pentagram and his Ouija board and wishes upon a cursed monkey's foot that he was Best, because Best is one of the greatest Protosses of all time. So if Oregon can bring out a similar level as he had against Best, I think it could be difficult for Tyson, even though this kid's been on fire. Will he be able to put up that same type of quality that we saw at Best?
Yeah, that'll be a big question mark. I think for Best especially, kind of a heartbreaker to see him in the 4th place match after he individually is just looking so good. So unfortunately, he will not be it here, but this guy will be. This is Oregon. We've been talking about him every time we say piano or organ. If we just say piccolo flute out there, any musical instrument refers to this guy.
Sitar.
I was like... I'm trying to remember what that's like a lyre. I don't know. We're gonna be like bringing out the old school instruments, but at least this tournament he has been a little shaky. Has yet to win 1v1s for his team in the round of 4. So this is where this guy really needs to show up for Team Ayamong.
Yeah, his 1 vs 1 so far have been more of kazoo quality, unfortunatally. Not picking up those.
Or like the Titanic recorder theme.
Oh, gee. Yes.
Yeah, that's what Oregon's builds. So we'll see what he has coming out against the new hotness that is Tyson. Really up and coming, but is he going to be good enough? We'll find out as we get into our first game of this lower bracket final between Team Bisu and Team Ayamong. Here we are. First map of the game will be on Blue Storm, and in the upper right-hand corner in the teal, this is Tyson.
I believe that is the brown, by the way. The bottom left.
Oh, it is brown.
Terran. It's Oregon. There's a lot of teal on the Nexus. Just always.
Well, see, the orange command center also looks brown because it also has all the brown paneling. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of funny like that.
You also have to make sure that you get the colors after they ally, otherwise they're different. I've definitely made that mistake a couple times.
You can't assign colors in StarCraft 1 so easily. Like there's like an ally trigger if you are playing. But
oh boy,
I wish we had that in StarCraft 2, where we would actually have a variety of colors used, to be honest.
Well, now that we're back in the game, we're going to see a very early forward pylon and already some shenanigans coming out of Tyson.
Okay, this is a pretty good build for Blue Storm because you can't really wall that well. You're kind of on top of a ramp here anyway, so if you go up into Dragoons, that gives you a little bit of an advantage if they're trying to push into your gateway quickly. But this is going to be pretty fun. Something about being here with her boyfriend tonight.
I always wish we were allowed to bring those ASL Thunder Sticks up here with us. That way we could just like cheer along. I secretly do that anyway. I just don't have Thunder Sticks, so it doesn't make any noise. What's the sound of no Thunder Sticks hitting? It's just, yeah, there you go. All right, so here comes in the probe. Now I think this probe should be at an early enough, or at a the appropriate timing, so that it doesn't tip Oregon off just yet.
That's right. And Oregon, like, he has some buildings to kind of micro around. We'll see how swift his micro is against this initial rush. Zealots definitely are pretty tough. Oh, look at this.
A nice, sparkling, rapid solo cast sign. Big fan.
Oh, my gosh. I love how Tastosis has a small brain, and then the smarter brain is the crane casters, but you solo casting is the biggest brain of all.
That is very true. That's like a very popular meme nowadays. The meme economy post on that was very well.
Yeah, I've seen some brain. Yeah,
the brain memes, man. Those
I don't quite get it. People have tweeted at me. I don't really.
Well, the idea is that you list ascending levels of brain function against descending levels of like whatever you're trying to parody, and it's humorous because like the highest brain function illustrates like the dumbest concept, and it's like poking fun at people that think they're super smart when they're doing super dumb.
Holy crap, that's what it means.
It's like an inverse meme. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I don't know if I should feel bad that you think I'm stupid.
So it's all in good fun, much like this game, except that the Zealots having a little bit of a difficult time. He's not having too much fun.
No, he's certainly not being pushed back very easily. It's a very good Sim City from Oregon, and pushing back this Zealot, doing a great job. He needs to finish his factory as soon as possible. And, of course, jumping those SCVs off. Wow, very swift jump. You got to be quick about it. You didn't pull this one off too quick. Ooh, just gets it off.
Sometimes it feels like those Zealots kind of throw their side blades a little bit if they get the auto attack off quickly enough. But thankfully, really good control there by Oregon, keeping his SCVs building on the far side.
And to be fair, there is a bit of luck here. You can't control how the SCVs go, and sometimes when you tell them to stop building, they will dance and then just die to a Zealot. I mean, there's just as many games as they come off cleanly like that. You have games where they screw around, and Tyson would suddenly have 3 SCV kills, which is a big difference to what we see here.
Yeah, so for the most part, great control by Oregon or Piano means that this rush is not necessarily as effective as Oregon or as Tyson would have wanted it to be. So what's the prognosis here, Dr. Tosis?
Well, this is the part where I was talking about before. Because he has the high ground, you can't really push into here so easily to take down the gate. And as he's having these 3 Zealots up on the high ground. Oh my God!
He got 3 hits off on it. But it
just gets by, yeah. But, you know, with the Dragoon out, this is where he has to make a hard choice, right? Because there's no units at home to defend against this. This Vulture can kill every single probe. So will there be something like a 3-pylon wall in right away? It looks like that is what he's going to go for. This is a good move because otherwise he loses every probe.
Now here comes down the SCV. I think what he's going to do is try to block the positioning.
Yeah, maybe.
Doesn't get there quite in time.
So that's a great move. He's forced this out, of course, with this Vulture. Super well done by Tyson, this block. And, of course, you know, with this many Marines being made and everything, he's not going to really find damage with this quite yet.
Now, this is really interesting because usually you do see Mech versus Protoss, not this many early Marines. But to defend this push, it's going to mean that Oregon, rather, is very, very strong right now and able to at least keep parity with this Protoss army.
Okay, a lot of Marines out at the moment. Range on the way. As Range is finishing up and he's popping out some more Dragoons, he's going to become less fearful of this. But this push should be able to get up on top of this gateway now. He has enough that it should work out, and that should be mines on the way as well.
Yeah, and he'll also be able to spot the high ground with his floating barracks as well. So that will not be a sight disadvantage. He'll still have a missed chance. But command center being built means that Oregon is at least pretty confident he'll be in a good spot after this.
Yeah, well, he is definitely in a good spot here. He's taking really no damage from this rush. He's wiping everything out, not even truly microing there very much.
Oh,
pushing
no.
back. Oh, he gets one of the Dragoons.
Try to get the tank, and he will actually get the tank, but might just lose everything else.
Yeah, he's basically going to lose these Dragoons. Like, the mines being laid and everything. He should be able to chase this down and finish it off.
Wow, that is just not great control there. One Dragoon just attacking the barracks in the back. Something tells me that, and now it's just going to die to these mines, so, Bloop.
Yeah.
And there we go. So really wacky control there by Tyson. Oregon holds.
Yeah, you know what? This was like a very good hold overall by Oregon. And Tyson, like, I understand why he's trying to build like this. He almost catches that Vulture that's coming out. Like, even just that Vulture getting out did make such a difference. Forcing the 3 pylons right there, that's a bunch of money for him, right? He might have to stop building probes for a moment. That can definitely slow down things like this robotics facility. He obviously wants to get into a Reaver right away. So... good moves by Oregon overall, and the thing is, I think that Tyson has played this well. It just hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, now with these Vultures out on the map, really able to just move around with impunity. I think there's a total of maybe 1 or 2 Dragoons right now. Yeah, and lo, there they are, with a third one on the way. All right, it's the 3 wise Dragoons out there, but we'll see if there's any room in Tyson's inn for these 4 Vultures. They're going to want to get by.
All right, well, baby Jesus Reaver is coming out, so I think that should be able to hold off the Vultures. He's still got the walling up. He's got a Dragoon in there, so he's going to be fine as long as he dodges these mines, and that's super easy. Against this few Vultures, the offensive mines aren't really going to do it. Now, this starport, by the way, if he makes a Wraith, he's a literal god, Rapid.
All right. Oh, there it is, the control tower.
Oh, that's too bad. If you make a Wraith against this build that he's against, the Reaver can't do a single thing.
Nope.
It's like a beautiful, like, judgment call. Of course you can't tell exactly what he's doing at home. And it's fine for him to tech up to dropship quickly. That's what we've seen that Oregon's strength is, especially against Best last week. But, you know, every now and then I can sit there and cross my fingers and be like, make a Wraith.
No, that control tower is just for Cloak on the Wraith he's going to make.
No! How sick would that be? Cloak against Protoss.
Yeah.
It's something you do not see every day.
No.
Okay, here comes the Reaver right now. Drops the Dragoon first to draw any mines out.
Oh my god. The Scarab comes out, only catches 1 SCV. He's going to go for another shot here behind the Mineral Lines.
Definitely a swift run right there. Gets a Vulture. Okay, he's killed 2 SCVs, 2 Vultures thus far. There's going to be some turrets up at this point. Ooh, he might be able to get that SCV off. No, looks like he pulls back. He's a little bit afraid. He doesn't know exactly where mines are right now. And, of course, you drop your Reaver out and it lands on a mine. Well, I mean, good try. Your team is now behind.
Yeah, and there are definitely mines to be afraid of here. First dropship does come out. What is this shuttle going to do? Currently just scouting above that ridge outside the natural. But now that Tyson's actually going for 2 bases on the way here as a way to try to get back into this after having a relatively unsuccessful harass, but might be a little bit vulnerable to this dropship coming out.
Yeah, especially because he proxied a gate to begin with. His Sim City is not as complete as what Best had. So this is a nice spotter. He's going to see the Vultures coming in. But does he have a good enough setup to block these from killing a bunch of probes?
And Speed Vultures are just so fast. He's going to actually drop them off with the dropship, just killing so many probes there. Oh my god. He will at least save the probes in his main. But these probes in the natural just getting massacred.
This is a gigantic amount of damage that has been dealt for these Vultures. These are like Vultures that basically are already done so much heavy lifting. They've chased things off. They've laid mines all over the place. And now they've killed a ton of probes and made him lose mining time.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even know of the appropriate biblical metaphor for that, but it's certainly going to take maybe a miracle to get Tyson back into this. He's lost probes, he's lost mining time. He will be up a base at least, so maybe that's going to be the economic advantage. But here's that 1 Wraith you talked about, Artosis.
Yeah, you have that starport out. This is a fantastic move, and look at that. Oh my god. Now you have a Reaver that's like damaged, crawling across the map with a Wraith attacking it. You have some mines in between, so you're not even really super afraid of Dragoons coming up right now.
The saddest little Reaver.
Yeah.
That's the little Reaver that couldn't.
No,
they don't make children's books about that Reaver, Artosis.
Certainly not in today's day and age. This is a true Grimm's fairy tale at the moment.
And then the Reaver died, kids.
Yeah.
The kids
Not
are
every
like-
story's happy, folks.
Certainly
Goodbye,
not for that
Reaver.
one.
You didn't do very much. Tyson's having a tough game right now. For me, I'm looking at Tyson. I'm trying to think, okay, Tyson, how do you go ahead and turn this disadvantage into a victory? And well, the first thing would be to stop losing probes to these drops. I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately, but oh my God, this is great as well.
Yeah,
Look at that.
In this case, I was actually thinking that having more bases would mean that Tyson was able to like macro back up, even though he did sustain those probe losses.
Yeah.
But instead, Oregon's just saying, "Hey, that's more places I can harass," and doing a great job of it.
Well, this is one of the funny things about Brood War, and one of the things that real Brood War fans, a lot of them, really like about the game, is that the more you expand, the bigger of a hindrance that becomes, because there are more opportunities for your opponent to do damage. It's really hard to manage this many bases and stop things like vultures.
Yeah, greed is definitely one of the 7 deadly sins of Brood War. If you get out there and just get too much stuff, oftentimes it's just way too difficult to control everything. You're going to wind up losing a lot, much like Tyson has done.
Well, he has some Dragoons around kind of waiting for this. He knows that dropship's still out there, so he's going to do better and better against the drops, which is nice. But this is still tough. Oh,
my
the
God.
siege tank, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that means these Dragoons really, huge shots off on those probes. Even mines hitting the Dragoons. One will get right on top of that siege tank. So it will need to be controlled. One shot away. Oh, it actually was in range of the splash, so yikes.
This is a dead nerd right now. He doesn't even have Zealot legs. Like,
oh my God.
If you don't have Zealot legs, you can't deal with these siege tanks right here. You just can't. It's there's too many mines, too many vultures to buffer. You've even got a Wraith to kind of scare off anything that wants to fly on top and to spawn over the wall.
And
This
even
is
if
like
you scan, you can push out observers like that. If he does want to go for that, either way, it's just going to be so difficult to break this huge tank push with just Dragoons.
Now this is like Oregon has played a very nice, very solid game, and it's not that Tyson played this poorly. It's just like Oregon has been on top of everything, and Tyson has had this great undefeated streak, but unfortunately for him, that is coming to an end.
Yeah, well, here we go. Tyson will try to get in here and break this big tank force from Oregon, but with no Zealots and just 3 Dragoons remaining, it will not be enough.
More vultures coming in as well. Oh my God, what are we even doing with these probes right now?
Oh no, probe. Oh my God!
Jeez.
That was like a troll too. Oh my God, they definitely ate up all those probes. And even, Dragoons, what are you doing, man? Just gonna try to pick off the last of these tanks, but there's just no way that's gonna happen. And with the death of the last few Dragoons,
No, I mean, this is like Tyson's been, he's as dead as the frozen chickens his name has come to represent. Okay? Like, even biting Oregon's ear off will not win this game.
yeah, even if he was Mike Tyson, he would have gotten punched out. Lights out here by Oregon. Just really, really great play. And, the guy that we said really needed to show up.
Oh!
Just make it stop. He's already dead.
I know.
Big claps there from Team I Am Mong, whose weakest player up until this point just took out the new hotness on Team Bisu.
Yeah, that was a really big win for Oregon, and such an important one. That, in and of itself, changes the whole layout of this, because they're favored generally in the 2 versus 2, even though I'm kind of looking at it the opposite way this time, but historically. And then I Am Mong versus Bisu suddenly becomes the match where it's like, okay, you guys can literally win the series pretty easily. Like, you become very favored if I Am Mong wins this next match.
Yeah, this could really shake things up. And, no one knows more about that than Team Bisu, who had Tyson take out Flash when they played. So, I mean, gods can bleed, and we'll get a chance to see if the team captain of Team I Am Mong can take out the other team captain, Bisu, when we come back with the ASL team battle in just a minute.
지금까지 방구하러 가서 이런 나쁜 말 들어본 적 있어?
모두가 쉬쉬해온 방에 대한 나쁜 정보.
보자. 다방.
양이놈 장난이 없다 근데 진짜.
땅땅치기 신제품 매콤 찹쌀을 지금 탱탱하게 먹어보도록 하겠습니다.
먹어볼게요.
하면서 겉은 바삭하면서 매콤하면서 약간 맛있는 매운맛?
맵다가 아니고 매콤이에요 진짜로.
열심히 입 털고 맛있는 때 순간 사는 파북이다. 매콤 찹쌀 네 사랑해주세요.
마음이 가는 대로 즐겁고 신나게 쓰자. 캠퍼스 시리즈.
제 아이디를 추가를 하면은 제가 나와요. 사연 주세요. 시가 넌 이미 늦어버렸어. 늦어버린 것 같다. 사람이 굉장히 좋아 보이나 봐요. 미안하디! 야, 니 용기를 좀 가지고 먼저 고백을 해봐라. 온 과에 붙인다. 뭉청아. 오빠야. 그기 애면 너는 그의 촉촉한 목소리에.
빛의 힘을 보여드리죠.
반갑네.
얘들아, 힘을 빌려줘. 누구도 나를 막을 순 없어. 방해하겠다면 전부 부숴주지. 판타지 마스터즈 2.
지금까지 방구하러 가서 나쁘다는 말 들어본 적 있어?
모두가 쉬쉬해온 방에 대한 나쁜 정보.
다방면으로 보자. 다방.
Welcome back, everybody. That was a nice first match by Oregon, getting a minor upset over Tyson and setting his team ahead right now, 1-0. Of course, first of 3 wins goes on to that finals. And Team Bisu better be sweating right now.
Yeah, when you call that a minor upset, I just remember that last mine that blew up about 1 billion probes there at the end. It was probe genocide and maybe a little bit of extra style points off there at the end. But still, a great start for Team I Am Mong, and that's going to take us into our captain's battle. Bisu against Gwemchi or I Am Mong for another opportunity to what I guess I would consider a little bit of an upset.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to consider an upset if I Am Mong is able to win this, but he has, again, quietly been one of the strongest 1v1 players. So we'll see how that one goes for him. But before we do that, of course, gotta have a little interview here with Oregon.
Interesting to hear his thoughts.
How do you feel after that victory? Overall, the game went as I expected.
어떤 면을 중점으로 연습을 했었나요?
일단
So
초반에
I
전진
think my practice was really
게이트에
effective.
SB 한 마리도 안 잡히는 컨트롤을 좀 많이 연습했고 거기서 게임이 좀 터졌어요.
I've been practicing a lot with my micro.
좀 줘야 되는데 토스가.
네.
그리고 앞마당 타이밍 확인하고 리버인 걸 예상한 게 경기 승리 요인인 것 같아요.
네. 완벽하게 생각대로 딱 떨어지면서 첫 번째 세트를 승리를
I
거뒀기
kind of
때문에
expected that he would be going for pretty early third base, and all my expectations for Tyson's play turned out to be correct.
정말 예술이었거든요. 개인적으로도 좀 만족스러웠죠. 이번 컨트롤에 있어서.
Your vulture control is
저도
amazing.
재밌어가지고 신나가지고 좀 많이 했던 것 같아요. 수호미가
Yeah, I was
정신을
very
못 차리더라고요.
excited.
하는데 뭐
예, 그래도 이
could feel
박수범
it.
선수의 그 이름값이
Tyson
좀
just
높진
couldn't get a
않았나요?
hold of himself, and I was just
수호미가
everywhere.
영호를 잡았다고는 하는데 박수범은 박수범이거든요.
He defeated Flash.
보세요.
예.
예, 슬픔을
Yeah, I know he
삼키고
defeated
있습니다.
Flash, but Tyson is
수범이한테
Tyson.
뭐 원래 평소에도 안 치던
Wow.
마인드라서
It's like minor shade.
이기는 토스가 몇 명 있는데 그중 하나거든요. 그래가지고 자신 있었고요. 경기 잘 풀린 것 같아요.
네, 이렇게 되면은 이제
You know, there is a Protoss that I always win, and he's one of them.
시간이거든요. 상대는 김태경입니다. 한현진 연습을 통해서 뭔가 잡을 비책을 들고 났을 것 같은데 어떻게 예상하세요?
승현이가 원래 프로 게이머 때부터 원래 5할.
What's your prediction for the next match with Bisu in it?
태경이랑도 프로 시절에 상대 전적이 2대1로 앞설 거예요 아마. 네, 그래서 충분히 할만한 것 같아요.
네, 그러면은 이 김승현 선수에게 좀 힘이 되는 말씀 해주신다면요?
오메킴 이기고.
You know, when I look back on the pro gamer career, my teammate was a bit ahead of Bisu actually.
결승 제발 한 번만.
I guess maybe in head-to-head he took him out in some pro league matches or
오늘
something.
승리 축하드리고요. 앞으로 멋진 경기 기대하겠습니다.
고맙습니다.
지금 임재웅 선수 눈가가 축축해졌어요.
You know, I really want to make it to the final stage and do that alongside my teammates.
All right, well, that is going to do it for our interview. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what their head-to-head turns out. Illegal Act doesn't quite have Brood War stats up in it yet. One day, Artosis. It'd be interesting to see what that head-to-head is, because I mean, if you have a PvP win rate against Bisu that's positive, I mean, you're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Gwemchi was one of the second-tier Protosses. He was not a dragon. He was not truly too close to a dragon, but people like him, Songho, Much, were the next up-and-coming guys, right? These were like the Protosses that were valuable. You'd use them in Pro League. Maybe they'd get into an individual league, but they weren't Bisu.
No, certainly not. They were not as handsome as Bisu. They didn't have the builds that Bisu had. This guy's just looking so good. Korea, very well known for its cosmetics, and Bisu a poster child of those. Still pretty immortal, and even though we don't have those Protoss units here in Brood War, he's still pretty good.
Yeah, he's as handsome as you can get. And this guy's play has been about as handsome as you can get. I have absolutely loved it since the round of 16 in ASL Season 2 earlier this year. He's kind of been on fire. He's just been playing great quality games. I have enjoyed every single one of them, and he's gone toe-to-toe with some of the very best out there.
Yeah, certainly, and I think that for me, like this season for Team Battle, when he had like a really great win against, I think it was C, a team that was really favored against him, he just like stood up to him. That's what, like, when the bully's bullying you at school, you're just like, no, you push him down. I am making it here to face what could be the strongest opponent yet here in Bisu. It's going to be really interesting. PvP, you know, everybody's got the same units, the same abilities. We will find out whether or not Ayamon will take down the Titan against him.
Well, again, Bisu is favored. Bisu's team is favored, but maybe Ayamon can do it and close, or get closer to closing this one out.
Here we go, our second map of tonight's series, Circuit Breaker. And spawning down in the lower right-hand side, the purple Protoss player, that is Bisu.
And of course his opponent, bottom left in the red, I am Mong, aka C Yumchi. And this is, all right, I mean, they're both bottom of the map. And we'll just have to see how these guys want to open up.
Yeah, Circuit Breaker, one of the most balanced maps ever created. It's pretty much just a circle. It's got bases around the side. You know, it's really hard to get a map that is like almost perfectly symmetrical in balance. I mean, you do have, it's a 4-player map, so sometimes scouting distances and, you know, scouting directions do matter a lot more, but for the most part, it should be a very, very even matchup here.
Yeah, it's PvP, so I would certainly hope that that's the case.
Well, I don't know. Bisu's Protoss units just do more damage than my Protoss units.
Well,
so.
that is a fact. Okay, I can vouch for that. Absolutely.
Africa Star League, Air Room Star League.
I think it says All Room.
All Room? Okay, I was not aware of
a
our
free
arch
Cat V.
Our arch rivals at Free Cat V. They only have cat streams over there. We'll never compete with them, Artosis.
No, well, that's the best you can get, right? Jeez. Free cat videos.
That's about the only Artosis advertising for our competitors.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a wonderful Saturday, Artosis.
Yeah. GSL and then ASL. This is a very long day.
Yeah, this is kind of like a precursor to the GSL finals, which will also have Brood War and StarCraft 2 on the same day.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. Definitely people tune into that. But yeah, it's definitely a long day. Enjoying it very much so. Although I kind of dread my hour trip home afterwards.
That is very true. Artosis has to travel over the hills and to the woods, but he just gets to his own house instead of grandma's.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't live in Korea, believe it or not.
Turns out it's like over a few oceans and other things in between.
She definitely lives very far from Korea.
All right, well, get a chance to see exactly what the starting scouting paths were. A little bit of a quicker realization there from I Am Mong, who will get his probe moving once again the wrong direction. It'll be a while before they see each other.
All of them are gonna see each other rather late here. It's not necessarily as big a deal like it is in StarCraft 1. These 4-player maps, like, very much common in Brood War, and they work out pretty well, to be honest. The biggest problem can be symmetric imbalance, or no, I'm sorry, rotational imbalance. When things are rotationally symmetric, you can always, even in mirror matchups, you're going to have someone who is advantaged. But it's not really a big deal here on this map.
Yeah, they're both going to scout each other. I mean, I Am Mong a little bit faster. And this is really interesting. So last time these two teams faced off in the earlier part of the round of 4, I Am Mong actually played Tyson. And I Am Mong went for a DT rush. Tyson built observers. And so that's about how that game went.
Yeah, that's a
actually
counter.
A much more drawn out game. Guys, this is one of the things about Brood War. You get a one zealot who he's been, I don't know, packing all the pounds. He blocks that entire ramp by himself.
Yeah. And you can't just mineral glide through. You have to actually see the minerals you glide into. So the scout is denied, but the thing is, they're both basically playing the exact same amount of information right now.
Yeah, trying to snipe off that pro, probably will not be able to get it. Yep, Probius lives to tell another tale.
Bisu throwing down a Robo. We'll have to see what I Am Mong is doing in a moment here. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a similar course of action. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, you got to get a little bit scared. You don't get detection. DT's walking. Oh, look at that. You're dead.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I Am Mong was trying to accomplish in his last PvP that he played. Didn't quite work out. Although, it was actually really interesting because late game PvPs can look a little bit, it can just be like tons and tons of gateway units, but then you mix in like Psy Storms, and then maybe you try to get the drop advantage. It's really, really cool. And for right now, trying to see more gateways come up.
This is cool from Bisu. It's very safe in the fact that he's getting the Robo out right away, so he's going to be able to have observers. But he's also going 3 gates, so he's going to go 3-gate Dragoon here. And if I Am Mong tries to expand, he will bust him. And if I Am Mong tries to attack, Bisu will hold it.
All right, so pushing forward there. Even number of units trying to micro that Dragoon back, and great control there by I Am Mong the Probe, trying to get in there and kill off the Dragoon with being body blocked so excellently. The Probe, will he get his revenge? It's right there, but he gets taken out.
Looks like no one really losing too much here. Some pretty swift micro on both sides. I Am Mong maybe overextending just for a moment, takes a little bit more damage, but he's also gone for the 3 gateways, so completely mirrored builds at the moment.
Yeah, mirrored builds, mirrored fights, same races, pretty much similar map spawn locations.
Yeah.
It's about as even a game as you could get so far.
Yeah, they're both wearing jackets even. I mean, this is as close as you really can get. Observers popping out on both sides. Definitely could send one of those out to scout if you want. And excuse me, the Nexus should be coming up relatively soon here. I mean, if you have 3-gate Dragoon, you can break your opponent, but if they have it as well, it's just like, go make a Nexus. There's nothing else to be done. Maybe go up into Reavers as well, and that's it.
Well, high ground advantage definitely does matter. That is an advantage that Ayamong did have, and now that he's pushing onto Bisu's side, well, you can't really fight up that ramp because Miss Chance is just so brutal. He's going to try to go for it, pushing up the ramp. Going to be, I guess, mostly on top of that, but Bisu just with better targeting.
Oh, the sick pullback by Bisu up that ramp. Fantastically done. A missed target by Ayamong, but already this was a mistake overall by Ayamong, thinking he might have more Dragoons than Bisu. But Bisu kind of like just pulling back in that high ground. That was awesome, and he holds that with a much quicker Nexus.
The audacity of Ayamong to try something like that. He's going to get shut down and pushed back. Bisu, like you said, with that Nexus, if this game does play out evenly, Bisu will have that advantage.
Yeah, like it's a big moment for Bisu, and I understand why Ayamong tried to push it right there. Right? The reason why Bisu didn't is because he was going for a Nexus, whereas Ayamong, he's saying, okay, if you went like 2 gates and maybe you were going Reaver or something, it's on the way to my base, if he gets up there and he has a couple Dragoon advantage and he kills all the Dragoons, he's going to win the game.
Right.
Like, it's as simple as that. So he's like, okay, this is a great way to beat someone who's better than me. Bam, let's do it. Didn't work. Bisu out microdrew and had the high ground to start.
Yeah, of course, high ground advantage, good no matter where you are. The cool thing right now is that you get a chance to see the caliber of players. A lot of times, and this is great advice if you're just starting to play Brood War, you just say, okay, well, I get a basic idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to like try to hit this timing, try to beat the guy. But then when that doesn't work out, you have to go, uh-oh, well, what's my fallback plan? And the top level of pro players don't just have like one thing they want to work out. It's like, okay, well, if this happens, then I'm going to do this, and very well planned out. See where Ayamong goes next.
Definitely a lot of decision trees in there, and Ayamong at this point going into Reaver Tech, it makes a lot of sense. He has to expect Bisu to be going into Reaver Tech as well. If you haven't seen a DT by now, you're probably not going to see Charge and Storm quite yet. The Reaver is going to be an easier way to transition in. Now look at this. Starting to mine here, lining up his probes, getting ready, trying to get his economy back on track is Ayamong. But the next push, I would imagine, is going to be out of Bisu. And if Ayamong can efficiently hold that, great for him. But, you know, the offensive Reaver push is going to be a hard one for him to out-micro.
Certainly true. Bisu was out there on the map a little bit further, just trying to get an eye on everything. He took out one of Ayamong's observers earlier, and there he's taken out a little bit of a probe. Well, or a lot of bit of a probe.
Yeah, a whole probe, in fact.
All probes are created
The entire probe is gone.
Maybe it's Schrodinger's probe, and there's an alternate reality where it lived.
Well, I mean, if we do have that multiple dimension thing, definitely going to be the case.
All right, well, another interaction here right on the low ground. Looks like, yeah, this is going to mean immediately Ayamong pulling back. He just does not have enough.
Yeah, it looks like he wanted to concave the bottom of that ramp to kind of slow Bisu's coming in, but he wasn't in position, so Bisu pushing immediately. No shuttle. Uh-oh. Guess who's going to win this one?
Yeah, shuttle versus no shuttle. Bisu might only have one Reaver, but it's just not going to matter. You pick it up every time. What? Yeah. Bisu, bad control, but he just has too much.
Yeah, he has way too much here. Very well done by Bisu. Ayamong, you know, a couple overextensions. First with the attack up the hill. Second with the defense at the bottom of that hill. And he's dead. That's it. That's PvP for you. Your opponent has more Dragoons. You got to get out.
Yeah, lower on the Dragoon count, and you know maybe a Reaver comes out and gets the craziest AoE, but even that's just not going to mean anything. GG, Bisu coming out on top.
All right, things back on track for Team Bisu here. Definitely has to be happy with this victory. Kind of read this situation a bit better than Ayamong. He couldn't know for certain that it was 3-gate Dragoon at that moment, but he pulled back defensively because he was already making his Nexus. I mean, I like it, man. It was a very solid game from him, and I don't blame Ayamong for playing as he did. He tried to take a couple opportunities where he might be able to get an advantage over a stronger player. Didn't work out. That's the name of the game.
All right, and that will put Team Bisu on the board. And sending us into our 2v2 match coming up next. Traditionally a little bit of a weak spot for Team Bisu, who does not have Zerg players on it, whereas for Team Ayamong, they have one of the best Zerg players this whole tournament, Solkey, who has really been an asset for them in these 2v2s.
Yeah, but they are fielding a Terran player in the form of Oregon. If these positions aren't good for Team Ayamong, it can go wrong very quickly.
We'll find out after our commercial break coming up. 2v2s next, guys. Don't go anywhere.
지금까지 방구하러 가서 이런 나쁜 말 들어본 적 있어?
모두가 쉬쉬해온 방에 대한 나쁜 정보.
다방면으로 보자. 다방.
한영으로 박대세입니다. 한영으로 박대세. 잠시만, 시청자 올라가는 소리가 들리네요. 다 삭제되기 때문에 오로나민 씨. 잠시만요. 아니 성인이니까요. 짠하고 뭔가 기분 좀 나 있다. 나는 왜 피는지 이해가 안 되는 게 좋으면은 그뿐이야. 더 좋아하면 인생 고달퍼. 맞아요 형님. 너 아직 그 여자 못 잊었어? 매장된다. 그건 맞아. 피부도 좋구만. 아 이거 잘 나온다 진짜.
아 진짜 오늘 어떻게 되든 나 헌팅한다. 아무나 친구를 누르는 거야. 뭐 유혹을 하고 싶시다. 24시간 뒤에는 이 사람이 못 봐요. 셋, 히. 오빠랑 합방할래? 이야. 새로운 인연을 만드는 거에 중점을 둬야 됩니다. 아, 남자는 안 돼. 빵야. 누구나 보면 반할 수밖에 없을 겁니다. 저도 또 같이 소개팅 같이 나갔으면 좋겠습니다.
다방 앱 사용자분들 안녕하세요. 새로운 광고로 인사드리는 혜리입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 잠시만요. 걸크러스 혜리가 되어서 나쁜 정보가 방을 구한다는 나쁜 정보를 혼내주기 위한 걸크러스 혜리로 변신을 해봤습니다. 맞죠? 아니에요? 망했다. 파격적인 변신이라고 할 수 있을 만큼 뭔가 새로운 컨셉을 계속 시도한다는 것 자체가 저에게 굉장히 재밌는 일이고 저에게도 도전인 것 같아요. 다방에게도 해리에게도.
미안해, 가슴이 아프네. 난 따뜻한 기분.
다 벗으세요. 하나씩 벗길 거예요.
하나씩 벗기자고. 잘못한 사람 하나씩 옷 벗는 거야, 오늘. 미안합니다, 혜리 씨.
아니에요. 괜찮아요.
완전 멋져요, 근데.
애완견인 호두가 있기 때문에 반려견을 같이 살 수 있는 그런 필터 기능이 있어요. 유용하게 쓰인 것 같고요. 다방에서 다방면 정보 시스템을 새로 만들었다고 해요. 여러 가지 방의 정보를 점수로 계산해서 여러분들에게 알려드리는 기능인데요. 제 방도 몇 점일지 궁금하네요. 높은 점수였으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 2017년이 됐는데요. 여러분들도 2017년에 좋은 일 항상 가득하셨으면 좋겠고 항상 건강하셨으면 좋겠습니다. 다방도 해리도 많이 사랑해주세요. 감사합니다. 지금까지 방구하러 가서 나쁘다는 말 들어본 적 있어?
모두가 쉬쉬해온 방에 대한 나쁜 정보.
다방면으로 보자. 다방.
Welcome back to the ASL Team Battle. It's Team Battle time coming up. Of course, we do have an interview first. Bisu showing some supreme PvP skill there against Ayamong. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment.
Every time we do interviews, I always hope that one of these interviews will be with Harry, our mascot, for today.
Never mind. I lied. No interview.
Such a liar, Artosis.
Yeah.
Artosis told me Protoss was a good race one time. That never actually happened.
Oh, that happened, my friend. We just saw Protoss win that last match.
That was actually very, very skilled. So Bisu did have to prepare for playing in the 2v2, so we didn't get a chance to interview him. Maybe he wins the 2v2. We'll check him out a little bit after the game.
Yeah. Now, this matchup, it's going to be interesting. Like, Terran is not mobile early on. That puts Sulky at a disadvantage. Like, Terran can defend against anything if they build their base correctly. Like, melee units are not going to kill Terran early on. But Sulky, on the other hand, man, it's hard to have a balance of having some units and living through your opponent having as many Zerglings as you and another guy with Zealots in your base when your opponent is going to have, like, 2 Marines that can't walk across the map because they get surrounded and killed. So that's where we're at. But, you know, sometimes, like, for instance, there was one match where a Terran and Zerg spawned right next to each other in the top left. If that happens in the top left or the bottom left, those are... Wait, is it top left?
Bottom right, I think it is.
Or, no, bottom right comes right out. Hold on, I have to revisualize. Bottom left is, like, okay, the 2 bottom left spots, and then everything else kind of sucks. But the top 2 left spots are amazing for a Terran to be at with another teammate. Like, the Terran can protect everything, and, like, you can't break them. So, I don't know. We'll see where they spawn and what their strategy is based on it, because it should change based on where they are.
Yeah, that's what's been really interesting. You have the random aspect of not only just where you spawn, but sometimes you'll have a random player. This time, everybody's playing declared races. Last time these two teams faced off, Bisu played Zerg, and that did not go well. So he's the guy that gets to play his main race, and Sok, his teammate, who usually plays Terran, will be playing Zerg off racing here today. But I mean, just watching Sulky have such a command of not only his race but how it plays in this 2v2, there's nothing quite like having a good Zerg player on your team in 2v2.
Well, it's going to be especially important here because there's a very good chance that he will be double rushed super heavily. What they'll do, probably, as long as these guys aren't right next to each other, put a lot of pressure on Terran, make sure he's all the way back in his base, bam, turn around, go after Sulky. Sulky is going to have to make sure his Sunkens are down in great positions before they get there, and that is a very hard thing to do, balancing drones, sunken colonies, and Zerglings. Oh my god.
Well, when I played on big game hunters, I would just make a million sunken colonies.
Yeah,
and that's how I won my games.
That's a good way. I
These
would
are
make photon cannons because
Oh, hey.
carriers are just the best on that map.
so dumb. Oh my god. If you want to learn how to play Protoss or play StarCraft terribly, you should play the big game hunters version of this. But these are smaller hunters that we're watching today.
Yes. So non-money map hunters. I did love BGH. That's what I started playing. My favorite when I very first started playing, like just after the game came out, was Big Game Hunters, and I altered one of the maps and took away what led to the middle, so it was all islands.
Oh.
That was my own doing, and I would host that map, and I was like, this is the best. This is how the game should be
It's
played.
like, what do you mean? It's automatically like no rush 20?
So much fun.
That's where Artosis, that's the Artosis world. Artosis dies and inherits a planet. It's just going to be made up of islands.
I love island
Hermits
maps.
living in caves building stuff, and then eventually they get to see the other stuff. It's basically like Spore, but with Artosis. All right, well, here we go, guys. 2v2 games coming up. I've decided for the team cheers, they just both cheer for both teams at the same time. There's only one. All right, there goes our invisible observer. We're going to lift off and find out exactly where which players have spawned. It's always a little bit rough to figure that out ahead of time.
So bottom right and bottom middle are a team here. So that's the Protoss and Zerg. I believe Terran is right above them. So this is actually very interesting. The layout here, because as far as Terran and Zerg being very far apart from each other, yes, they're very far apart from each other, but the Terran is the one closer to them, which is actually good for them. As in this series of bad situations, it would have been much worse if Oregon was top left and Sulky was where Oregon is, because in the other case, right, like when he's ready to move out, it's a lot closer to get out and actually attack, because sometimes what will happen is they'll send their units way across to try to kill Sulky. Bam, Marine Medic is out and he goes and he hits them. Yeah. And you know, it's a long way back. So kind of interesting. I like the spawns. I like the spawns that we see here.
Yeah,
it's the best of the worst for them.
That's a good way to look at it. Now, we have seen Zergs that spawn very far away from everyone else do this thing where instead of building a bunch of Zerglings early, they just fast tech to mutas. Because even if their opponent gets, or their ally gets rushed and killed, they're just going to have the tech that will kill everything in the world. So, I mean, if that works, then that's great and everything. And it looks like that might be what we have coming up here.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he'll go for that. That is kind of interesting. I love the fact, though, that Sock is going for 2 hatchery. This is a really, I think, great way to play, because this will just guarantee he always has more Zerglings than Sulky. So it's like he's outdoing what Sulky is doing, and then it's like, okay, so he has like +1 on Sulky, and then he can add that value to what Bisu has to try to overcome the Terran player as well. And it's a very cool way to approach it, I think.
Well, what's also really cool here is that you get the chance to kind of watch the Brood War seesaw in action. Like, if you just have like the slightest too few Zerglings early on, you like don't have them in the right concave, then you just lose a lot, and can be the force that tips the seesaw in one way or another. Now, instead of just going for that super fast tech, Sulky is going to be sending his first 6 Zerglings across the map and trying to find out where each other are. I mean, we as omniscient observers know who's in a good spot and who's in a bad spot, but it's always cool to see how the players realize, oh, wait, this is the way things are.
Yeah, now the Zealot coming out right now. Bit of scouting with that SCV from Oregon, figuring out where people are at. And the Zergling's just going to go directly here towards Sock. He's not going to be able to get any damage done, but he does have that speed upgrade on the way a bit quicker than his opponent. So when that's done, he can be a little bit annoying at least.
Yeah, and I mean, last time it was really cool to see Oregon kind of be the hero of the day. Just tech up to Vultures very quickly and just kind of go around, doing what Vultures do, which is essentially spam laugh and patrol, and that's it's a good time to be a Vulture. But now we have Marines actually way out on the map, which is a little bit interesting to see.
Yeah, and look at this funny bunker. This is about as funny as a bunker could be. I can't even believe they're making a bunker right there, but okay. This is like a very light containment move upon Sock right now. So Surprised to see it, but okay. The Zerglings really, or the Marines really helping out there. And now that the bunker is up, look at these Zealots. They're just a ton of pot shots on them. Good micro so far here by Sulky.
And he's even got backup Marines coming in there. Oregon just really in a strong spot since that bunker completed.
This is a cool move. Like, it's a really cool move out of our Terran Zerg team to throw this bunker down, right? And I feel like their opponents have played poorly against it so far, to be honest. The way that they just kind of like are taking pot shots from everything. It's like, but the placement of the bunker is really neat because you can't run by it without getting hit.
Yep.
So I've never quite seen something like this, and I like it a lot.
Man, this is just it's going from a soft contain to a hard contain.
Yeah,
bunker next to bunker. The surface area on that back bunker is just almost impossible to kill. And even with all these Zealots coming out, do you really think Bisu's going to try to break this?
God, I hope not for his sake. I don't think that it's a good move. Like, he's teching up already. So, okay, it looks like he's actually going Robo. So, like, I think we'll see Reaver probably. You can definitely push down bunkers and just massacre Marines with something like that.
I mean, at this point, we're going to start to see either teams realize there's no way to break that and start either teching up, or just try to go for this one big way to swallow it all up. But now an engineering bay coming out.
This is crazy. Like, how do you end up breaking this right now as Sock? I am so caught off guard by this cool approach. Not even finishing the eBay for the time being, just getting the entire wall in up. For melee units, this is like a really difficult situation.
And that's really all we have in the game right now are just melee units.
Yeah.
I might see some tech that indicates otherwise. And okay, here comes a Reaver to try to break it.
Yeah, this is the good choice here from Bisu. This Reaver can turn everything around. You micro a Reaver well, which Bisu is a master of, you are going to massacre Zerglings, Marines, Fire Bats, medics, bunkers, SCVs, drones, you name it, it's dead.
All right, Fire Bats now coming out, like you said, a couple of them going to be destined for these bunkers up at the front. And it'll be really cool to see what's coming out here. A shuttle with a couple of Zealots in it.
This is really cool, but the counterattack is coming in. So the Zealot drop should do a good amount in here. It's forcing SCVs away already. The cannons will save some stuff. Oh, that's a great move as well, trying to pick off this bunker so they can actually get some rotation going in here.
All right, so they will take out the supply depot, but Bisu's in a lot of trouble.
Oh my
He's got Stim Marines all on top of everything, and 3 cannons just will not be enough.
Wow, he's got to get that Reaver out ASAP. He really does indeed. All the Lings going to counterattack Sulky right now, but even if he kills him off, is he going to have enough to do anything else? Where is this Reaver?
That is the slowest driver. I mean, Reaver's slow already, but we'll see if the counterattack's going to get enough damage done. Sock Zerglings all over top of Sulky's drones, but Sulky does have Zerglings popping out to defend.
Yeah, he has quite a few, and the drone's glitching the AI right now of Sock Zerglings. Very good micro so far. Oh my god, the shuttle almost dying. Bisu's base is basically gone. I don't think he got the Reaver out.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it looks like Oregon and Sulky have just been like a masterful 2-versus-2 team. I'm so impressed with the way that they've done. Okay, he did get the Reaver out.
I mean, that shuttle has 2 HP, so any Marine gets anywhere near there, it's just done. But I mean, this is what Reavers do. They kill big bio balls.
Yeah, this is.
Oh no! Oh my god! All right, well.
Okay. I mean, I guess the Zerglings clean the rest of this up, but he's got 3 probes. He's lost his tech structures. Oh man, even a great move right there. The Marine behind the minerals.
That is the saddest medic, but even that will stay alive for quite a while.
And from here, Oregon can just win the game on his own.
Yep.
Like, he's got enough. He's been able to tech up. He's going to need to, basically, as well, because Sulky just does not have a whole lot left.
Yeah, Sulky has, I think, 2 drones, but, I mean, at this point, Oregon is just in such a great position.
Oh, this is hilarious. Do you see that?
Oh, he actually built one in the raw, built a sunken
he's
destroying
colony. His own gas mining there, so he has to kill it off. But he needs all those sunkens because of all this stim bio out. Like, you need an additional base to really fight against this. So it's going to be a little bit tough for Sock.
Wow. Okay. Well, Sulky's actually just dead. He lost all of his drones.
Yep.
So Sulky will die eventually. So this is really going to be a battle between Oregon and Sock to find out who is stronger. I mean, Bisu's still alive for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, like technically these guys have a little bit, but
This is going to be really cool to see a 2v2 transition really into a 1v1.
Yeah, the thing is that 1 versus 1 is so favoring Oregon at the moment. Like, Terran, obviously, if they get into a situation like this, they always have more tech in a 2 versus 2 because you have to tech up higher as a Terran to be mobile. And just the fact that he has this much bio out, he's going up to clean everything in the top left, trying to save Sulky. I don't think he's really going to save any of the buildings that matter. Just right-click on that hatch and come on.
Oh my God.
11 health.
Are you kidding me?
This would be hilarious.
He's going to have to suicide for the hatchery there.
Oh, yeah,
okay, finally it will go down.
Didn't need to finish that. That was important. But yeah. Anyways, he's got the bunkers up, which already give a kind of contain against Sock. Also, Oregon's a Terran player, Sock is a Terran player, so already, like, micro-wise and just mechanics-wise, this is favored for Oregon. He's got more tech. Everything about this is screaming a victory for him. But let's see how the Mutalist micro goes.
That is going to be a big deal. If you micro your Mutas correctly against these bio balls on the ground, you can out-micro them and pick them off, whittle them down.
Yeah.
And plenty of Sunkens, it looks like, about to be erected there in the base to defend against this upcoming push. How interesting would it be, Artosis, to see Piano or Oregon, this guy that we kind of maligned earlier, hasn't been a very strong player for his team, come out and win not 1 but 2 games.
He's looking like the MVP of his team right now, to be honest. It's really a great thing to watch.
It's really interesting as we do see this bio ball coming down to try to assail Sock. A couple of recent interviews, an article on ESPN was talking about, the need for new players to really make a big name for themselves and come out and be the big names, of the future instead of just relying on the big names of the past. Well, guys like Tyson, guys like Oregon really starting to show up. We'll see if Oregon can bust this.
Okay, well, Oregon, I think he might. There's a lot of bio right now. And, I mean, Sock is doing his best at some micro with these mutas, but what can you do? It's 1 base against 1 base, and there's a lot of bio left over.
There certainly is. This is going to be a really, really good game. GG 2v2 continues to be a strength for Team IMMON.
They did a great job there. They assessed their situation, their position on the map, made those bunkers. That was really cool. I got to hand it to them. I'd be hating all the Terrans in 2 versus 2 because historically it's been a very tough race to play in 2 versus 2, but I like their approach for this map and the positions they were in, and it was very well done.
Yeah, really interesting to see not only just a very well played out game, but also that really clutch moment where Team IMMON went for that bunker and we're like, okay, well, what are they really trying to do here with this build? And then as the strategy unveiled itself, you started to realize, wow, it's really important to get in there and stop that big wall that contained from going down.
Yeah, very tough. Now, Bisu, if he had gotten the reroute just a little bit quicker, I think he could have swung this game for them. But it came out too late. The shuttle took much damage. He lost it all. And from there, the bio is just overpowering. So great job to Team IMMON. They lead 2-1 right now. When we come back, Sock against Sulky.
집 좋아요. 월세로 할 건지 전세로 할 건지 보증금을 한 1억으로 하면은 월세가 엄청 낮겠네? 그러면 난 통장에 500 있으니까 방 크기도 선택할 수 있어요. 방 크기. 와, 옵션도 있네. 주차 가능한지랑 방은 잘 되는지 알아야 되는데. 연습해야 될 거 아니야. 개그맨인데 딱 4개로 딱 줄여서 이게 그거 음식 시키는 것처럼 바로 전화기가 되는구나. 네, 거기 부동산이죠.
비밀번호 혹시 하나만 불러주시겠어요?
114-6079.
네, 이거 있습니다.
그러면은 여기 주소 보고 찾아갈게요. 저기 있다. 제가 예, 제 방구하려고. 두꺼비야. 네. 봐봐 이것도 뭐. 원래 나 보면은 바로 저 사람이 맞나? 저 사람 뭐지? 선생님, 저 누군지 알죠?
네, 그래서
연예인. 좀 잘해줘요.
네.
나와 있는 대로 그대로요? 제가
예.
아까 그 본 게?
예. 그리고 그 비슷한 거 주위에 한 2개 정도 더 뽑아서 이렇게 좀 비교를 해야 돼요. 저
안녕하세요. 고향이 어디세요? 저 고향 대구예요. 대구예요? 그럼 언제부터 서울로 사신 거예요?
한 6년 됐습니다.
6년? 잘 모르죠?
아, 그게 이제
내비 안 치고 가도 돼요?
네.
가로수길에 이거 타고 나와가지고 여자 꼬셔요.
귀여워하더라고요.
아 진짜로? 이거 타고 가로수길 갔네. 내가 이걸 줄 알았어. 확실해요? 어딘지 알고 가는 거죠? 봐봐, 처음 와보죠 여기. 지금 계약하세요? 네. 저도 계약할 거니까. 제가 방 보여줄까요? 네? 제가 방 보여줄까요?
이쪽에 있습니다. 알아.
오, 좋네 여기.
이게 이제 사진에서 보셨던 방이랑 이게 같은 회사의
에어컨.
네, 구조나 옵션 이런 건 다
에어컨. 자 화장실. 제가 마음대로 막 개조하고 이러지 못하죠. 육주 좀 먹고 싶어.
좌욕 정도는 뭐
이상한 사람이. 다 옵션이야. 이거 잘 되는데 옵션이. 아 이것도 옵션이죠. 이거 옵션이야. 이거 옵션이네. 더 깨끗하네. 똑같은 거죠. 난 똑같은 거지. 혹시요, 그 실례가 안 되면 제가 좀 여기 월세가 비싸서 그러는데 반 나눠가지고 월세 반반씩 살면. 아니요. 아니 죄송합니다.
지금 나와 있는 걸로는 좀 작은 걸로.
여기 오피스텔은 좀 여성분들이
많이 살아요. 여기가 신축이다 보니까 신축이 깔끔한 걸 원하시는 거예요.
이거 타시면 돼요. 집 올랐어요. 여기 집 좋아요. 색이 괜찮아요. 안 시끄러워요. 가겠습니다. 5층에 있는 물건이 이거 하나는 전부 이거 먹은 것 같다. 오케이. 이거 좋은 것 같은데? 어제 찍어놓은 거야?
예.
TV도 있고. 좋다. 이거 들어가나? 이거, 나 여기 마음에 드는데, 이거. 나 여기 이사 왔어, 이사. 뭐 붙었어요? 예산이 찍어서 뭐하게? 집 알아보고 다니고.
아, 진짜요?
응. 엄마. 뭘 제일 중요시 많이?
여성분들 같은 경우는 치안을 많이.
그렇죠. 그 근처에 이제 사장님 같은 분이 사냐 안 사냐. 사장님 같은 사람이 살면은 치안이 안 좋은 거고. 네. 옛날에는 이게 직접 가서 봐야 확인할 수 있는데 이제는 이거 보고 이제 마음에 드는.
신분증을 써야 되는데.
월세 찾았다! 내가 했다! 월세 찍고 했다! 혼자 살아야지. 끝날 땐 둘.
Welcome back, everybody. Right now, Team Ayamong leading 2-1. The Sulky versus Sock match coming up on Outsider next, and they have a real chance to shut out Team Bisu.
Yeah, really interesting with Tyson dropping that first map, which I think at least I was a little bit surprised with. Kind of put them down against the ropes, and 2v2 continues to be a weakness for Team Bisu, one of the strongest 1v1 teams in the tournament so far, and now that might have cost them coming into our next matchup, which is going to pit Sock here against Sulky.
Yeah, look, Sock is a pretty good Terran overall, but I mean, Sulky has been really rising up since his return to StarCraft 1, and, you know, I think he definitely has a shot to take this down and just finish it off right now. Now, Sock, there's a lot of pressure on him. If they want to go to the finals, he needs to win so that they can line up Bisu with that final match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably in general, Socks feel a lot of pressure, you know, the foot pressing down on them. But, you know, here in StarCraft, certainly one of the more solid Terran players, really sort of pioneering or helping pioneer this new TVT style where you just go like super big Wraith populations. But versus Zerg, this is where Sulky has really shown. Every time I watch this guy's stream, he's just monstering it up on Terrans. And now coming into our fourth map, Outsider, this is a map that has historically at least been very Zerg favored. I think they have like a 61% win ratio on Outsider, so really, really cool because air unit's very strong here. And of course, the Mutalisk, the best air unit of all.
That's right, the best unit in the entire game, in fact. Pretty much agreed upon. And he's very good at those mutas, so we'll see how he ends up doing. What will Sock go for? There are definitely some cheeky little maneuvers he can try. He can try to bust Sulky if he is going for mutas. There are different types of mech plays you can do as well, which can be strong. But, I mean, I guess we just have to wait and see.
Certainly true. Yeah, Sock versus Sulky, a lot riding on this. Of course, Bisu, a lot of fans, and for him to not make it to the finals to face off against Team Flash, that would be a very big deal. We'll find out if Team Iamon can close it out here. We get into our fourth game of the night. Sulky taking on Sock. Here we go, spawning on our fourth map, Outsider. 3-player map, and down at the bottom in the white, this is going to be our Terran player, Sock.
Did you say white?
White, yes.
White.
Just like when you're cheering for a player in Korean, you say whiting.
Ah, okay, I thought this was a Family Guy reference.
Well, also that.
Yes.
But, yeah, Korean has
will
no
you
F.
whip him? We will see.
It's been a while since he's been... Wow, I just ran out of air there. Sorry, that didn't work at all.
I know, it's hard to talk like that. It's hard to talk so wrong.
So,
incorrectly?
All right, somebody's showing that they, I don't know, I think that was the Dabang app.
Yes.
Couldn't exactly tell.
Certainly.
If you guys actually have that app, you can download it wherever you are. You can just, only buy houses in Korea. But it actually has in-app advertising for the ASL, so really cool to see Brood War advertised on one of, if not the most popular app in Korea. So
yeah, really
cool there. Getting more mainstream.
Definitely.
And so to talk about this map, we are starting to see barracks on the low ground blocking the ramp, and what's coming down up here but the supply depot on top.
Okay, so this is a barracks B4 supply depot, so definitely we're going to see some pressure. Of course, it's down the ramp, so it's kind of sticks out big like that anyways. Really makes you think that that will be the case. But this is actually going to be a spawning pool before hatchery for Sulky. So this is going to be a pretty strong counter. He's going to have his Zerglings out with plenty of time.
Yeah, 9 pool, at least I think if I counted those drones correctly, there for Sulky. And man, Sulky has just been my favorite Zerg to watch recently. His Zerg counterpart in the round of 4, Miso, really struggling a lot in many of his matches. He comes really close to winning a lot of times, but unfortunately is not really shown as much as Sulky has, really just sliding back into that Brood War groove.
Well, a lot of the top Zergs have been getting eliminated relatively quickly. I guess Hero did okay recently. Effort has been having a hard time. Jaedong unfortunately had to pull out of this team league because he did have a little bit of an injury. He'll be back though, no doubt. In fact, in the Legend, as we do call it, he's going to be playing, and that's going to be fantastic at the GSL Finals right before. So definitely check that out.
Yep. SCV going to come in here and we'll scout those eggs, and from that you can kind of gauge, okay, well, this is kind of the way things transpired before he got there. Feelings coming out here, and they will be in time to really intercept this, but very, very fast layer on the way here for Sulky.
That is a super fast layer, but the SCV is still in there, so he gets to see just how quick it is. Now, will this be a 2-hatch muta? Is he going to rush into Lurker right away? It's hard to say at this exact moment. But these Marines, this is kind of funny that he's out hunting right now, and he might be able to find, like, that's kind of an Overlord hunt, the way we see him maneuvering a little bit. But with the other Zerglings kind of coming back, ooh, don't want to take that extra bruising. Zerglings do pretty well against Marines in this game.
Yeah, so what you want to try to do with the Marines is get them between these mineral patches. That is not what you want to do with your Marines.
Yeah, to lose 2 Marines that you opened up with a barracks into supply that quickly, it's a bit rough. I am surprised he was out there when he saw how quickly the spawning pool was. So kind of weird from Sock.
Yeah, I mean, in StarCraft 2, they changed it to where you actually just can't build a barracks before Supply Depot because of the early rush power. Here, you try that, and the rush is just, well, the early aggression is just not gonna work out at all.
Well, look at this build order that he's opening up with 2 Port Wraith against a very fast Spire. Now, of course, this is a 1 base 2 Port Wraith build. He is going to need to get Cloak, but Wraiths are funny. They have a big anti-air attack, and you actually can micro them similar to Mutas. But obviously, Sulky on 2 bases, there are some nice things about that. He can just kind of get his production going a little bit more, but this is not the build I was expecting to see for sure.
Yeah, so this is Outsider. Air is very strong on Outsider. Now, what we're going to see here is 2 SCVs sent along with this Vulture to try to glitch the Vulture through 2 mineral walls. This is going to be very, very difficult. So you're going to see the second SCV used to try to mine the minerals and then try to send the Vulture through. It's very complex micro.
Yeah, this is something that you actually would practice as a Terran Pro. And it can take a few tries, but it can be done. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, when it starts to go like that, as long as you spam click, it generally makes it. Now, the second SCV coming up to help glitch it through here once again. Of course, the Overlord is waiting, watching this. It's easier to glitch him in spots like this, by the way, just generally speaking.
All right.
As long as it gets on top of a mineral patch, it's not too hard to get through. And there you go.
Now, Vulture can kill Infinity Zerglings.
If they don't have speed, yes, it kills just ridiculous amounts unless they get you to the wall. Or a nice move like this Sulky has on top of the ramp where you can't quite see him.
Oh, look at that missed chance. But here's the first Wraith. Now, it'll be out at a comparable timing, these Mutalisks, so you will need to be careful to not lose that. But, yeah, just very good Vulture micro. And, oh, man, he might have actually been able to sneak it through there for a second.
Oh, no! This was such a bad mistake out of Sock.
Okay, another bad mistake out of Sock. Losing his first Wraith. Oh my God, Artos is starting
and
to
everything is falling
apart.
apart. Like, you can't be losing your first Wraith. Absolutely not. He has to get, like, a huge cloak off, but he's not even going to have enough to truly chase down the Mutas that well. Like, this is a very rough one for Sock right now.
Certainly is, and he's just now throwing down an eBay, so he won't even have turrets up to stop these Mutalisks. He'll have a couple of different raids, and he might be able to get some mass repair off, but Scourge actually coming in, instantaneous Cloak.
Yeah, good Cloak right there, and he is going to be able to eventually chase these off, but a lot of damage being dealt here by Sulky overall. Oh, good Cloak as well right there, making sure Scourge don't hit.
Now, the Glaive Worms do not bounce to cloaked units. They don't have omniscience like that, correct?
I'm trying to remember, actually. I don't quite recall, to be honest.
I think they work differently than splash damage, because you can splash cloaked units to death.
Certainly, that's true.
But I
oftentimes
really
you have to. DTs are pretty BM.
I still remember, what was it? I think shooting. There was a Pimpist play where you shoot like a Zealot with a Reaver, and you kill like either Lurkers or DTs or something crazy like that. And I was just like, okay, well that's actually just so sick.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Rays did get Cloak in time to push those Mutalisks away, but still some disadvantages sustained with a lot of SCVs going down.
Yeah, he killed a decent amount of Mutas right there, so there's still a chance here for Sock if he just continues to produce these Wraiths and can actually micro them very, very well against Sulky. So let's see where Sulky wants to go with this next. It's kind of tricky, right? Because the Overlords are all detectors, but they move so slowly. So there's kind of this funny thing where sometimes you'll just send a bunch of them across the map and babysit them with your Mutas and just very slowly get it in. In fact, we saw that in ASL with Light against, I want to say Effort, but I could be wrong on that. Anyways, it looks like he's going to sit tight for the time being and is just kind of almost hiding another base. It's in an almost random spot here. He doesn't want the Wraiths to find it at the moment.
And they won't. So that base will go hidden for the time being. So one thing that Solkey has demonstrated a weakness with is getting and holding his first major expansion out on the map. He had a lot of struggles in his previous series. I think he was playing against Bisu last time these two teams faced off. But this time around, we'll see if he can maintain that economic situation out on the map.
Yeah, now you see some very good micro coming out of these Wraiths. Sulky's actually going for a counterattack. There are a few turrets up there that can be repaired, so he's going to lose a lot during all this. Oh my god, he's not repairing instantly. That is a big, big mistake. He's got to get on top of this other one.
Oh, he's not going to have enough to repair it in time, or will he?
Just
no.
barely not. Yeah, this was a little bit slow by Sock, so he's going to take a ton of damage as well. The Wraith's starting to take down absolutely everything. He's got to be careful about these Scourge right now, but some very swift micro on these Wraiths.
Wow, and wow, this is going to be really bad for Solkey as well. Devastation on both ends with a lot of damage. Yeah, so many drones going down there, Overlords going down as well. And, I mean, is that going to tip it in Sock's favor, being able to take out all those Overlords?
It's a really good question because the economy of Sulky's basically dead, so I don't think the Overlords are necessarily as big a problem. What could... Oh, okay, big hit there. Big, big hit. One of the big things is he's making an evolution chamber, so he can get a spore colony pretty quickly here, and Wraiths can't kill spores in these numbers. It just will not occur. So that's going to make it hard for him to actually break through. There should be a spore on the way at his hidden base. Or there will be soon, I would imagine.
So Mutalisks are finally coming up here. There are a few Overlords left, and they will be very crucial. If all the Overlords go down, then Cloak just wins the game.
Yeah, that is definitely true. He's lost a lot of his energy here. A lot of them aren't cloaked anymore, and in fact, the Mutas are getting some pretty good value.
No. And it looks like there just might be too many Mutalisks here. Turns out Glaive Splash is pretty good. And with no more raids out there and only 2 SCVs mining, I think Solkey might have done it.
Yes, indeed he did. GG is called, and Team I Am Mong goes to the finals.
They will be headed there off of a very strong performance from really every single member of their team. Sure, you lose to Bisu. Maybe that's understandable, but a Piano really, really showing up, or Oregon, the weakest member of their team, and he's won twice today.
Yeah, it's a big deal indeed. Their 2 vs 2 was fantastically played. Both Oregon and Solkey picking up 1 vs 1s as well. Got to give just a little bit of a disappointment to Sock, not quite repairing his turrets quick enough. If he was really super on top of repairing those turrets, like really ready, when he was microing those Wraiths heavily with nothing there really attacking him, a couple Scourge popping up here and there, he had to know the Mutas were on the way to his base, right? Just based on them not defending the Wraiths. So if he was completely on top of repairing the turrets, I think he wins that game, to be honest.
Or you just think to yourself, well, how do I lose this game if my base dies? And you just build, 3, 4, 5 turrets, and it's just impenetrable to Mutalisks. So either way, here come on stage Bisu for the bow and the handshake because Team I Am Mong advanced to the grand finals.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I really did not expect these guys to make it, but they have been rock solid. Their 2 vs 2s have been great. Mong is playing like a beast, Solkey playing like a beast, and Oregon coming through when it actually matters.
And it's really cool to see with the introduction of 2v2 and that being a little bit of a new concept for a lot of our viewers, see how impactful that can be. For teams like Bisu's team, teams like Flash's team, they are not great at that 2v2, and you just can't afford to give away matches like that when every game matters.
Yes, it's very true. And how will that work for Flash's team? What are they going to do to try to win this 2 vs 2? Because they have been super weak in that regard. But overall, the matchup tomorrow is going to be very fun. Like, obviously, Flash and Last are super scary, and Rain is very strong. I would love, though, to see Rain vs Solkey.
Oh, my God.
The 2 vs 2 grudge match. Because in 2 vs 2, you see that? That's like a GSL finals, basically. Like, it's just as good as it gets.
They show their head-to-head matchup, but it's all StarCraft 2 games.
Yeah, that's about all you could do.
Well, that would be so cool to see. And really a testament to how strong these players are, having been able to play StarCraft 1, do very well in StarCraft 2, Rain especially, and then come back to StarCraft 2 and both just be at the top of their game.
Both GSL champions and whatnot. So, I mean, that's a match I'd love to see. That's like a fantasy match for me for tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see what the draw is. I don't think we'll see it tonight, most likely. Like, Flash's team is going to have to make the draw now they know who's playing.
Right.
But hopefully we'll have that out tomorrow morning sometime.
Time for a winner's interview with Team I Am Mang. Hear what their thoughts were about tonight's victory.
김승현 선수 이야기 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 정말 기가
So let's
막혔죠.
hear what Team I Am Mang wants to say after their victory.
네. 아니 왜 이렇게
So-
기가 죽었어요?
Yeah, it was actually very
근데 제가 결과적으로 제가
didn't quite catch that. Very comfortable watching my teammates play because they all won their games.
그래서 뭐
He said, so I did a lot of things tonight because I picked those two teammates. So I guess that's his contribution.
그렇죠.
예, 살신성인의 어떤 그 목적도 있었던 것 같은데 여하튼 결승전에서는 상대가 개인적인
So I guess your loss against Bisu, does that motivate your
너무
teammates?
잘해가지고 저희가 그냥 평범하게 준비하기보다 이번에 좀 전략적으로 잘 준비해야 될 것 같아요. 이번에.
네. 그 무엇보다도 오늘
So asking how are you going to prepare for the finals? So he says, well, Team Flash, every member individually is very strong. So we really have to just pull everything out.
어떠세요?
So Oregon, you really put on an amazing performance today. Do you think you can keep that up, keep playing like that tomorrow in the finals?
내일은 진짜 편하게 즐기면서 하면
Said,
더
so
될 것 같아요.
we actually reached our goal of making it to the finals.
플레이가 있죠. 자, 이용호 팀을 상대로 해서 팀 플레이만큼은 좀
So we're just going to go in with open minds and go into each game very comfortably and see what happens.
깔고 가는 마인드라서 3명 중에 1명만 잡아주면 에이스 결정전.
So your 2 versus 2 is really strong.
진짜 방심 안 하고.
And they say, yeah, we were very confident in our team matches.
노려보도록 하겠습니다.
네. 거기다 김민철 선수도
yeah, since our opponents are very strong in individual matches, we're actually really focused on winning 2v2s.
다방 ASL의 모든 걸 다 한다는 이야기를 했거든요. 자, 지금 여기까지 달려왔는데 어떤
So there's a
각오를
lot of
가진
people saying that you guys really put everything on these team battles.
이 다방 팀리그에서 열심히 그래가지고 오늘
So saying, yeah, I've been actually preparing really hard and really enjoying it a lot. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm really happy that things have turned out as expected. And tomorrow in the finals, I really want to win.
빌드 자체가 제일 안전하고 뭐든 이길 수 있다고 생각을 해서 그리고
So can you tell me about, or tell us about your individual matches? He said, yeah, basically I just had the confidence to win, and I just picked the safest build and used that today.
아무나 그냥 잡고 싶어요 제가.
이영호 아니면 김성현 만나서 충분히 해볼 만하다. 그런 계산 좀 있고.
So I'm going to take down one of any of the Terrans on Team Flash tomorrow.
기적의 용병들이 한번 나와줘야 되거든요. 어떻게 준비를 하셨는지 한 말씀 들어보겠습니다.
솔직히 오늘
So saying, tomorrow you guys really need some special varieties to beat Team Flash.
뭐 그런 거 생각 안 했거든요.
그럼 지금 생각하면요.
지금부터 이제 치밀하게 생각해봐야 될 것 같은데.
So yeah, we just made it to the finals. Haven't actually really thought about the finals too much.
그러면은 여기서 이제 정윤종 선수와 지금 1대1
So I guess if we do the same thing tomorrow, if we just do the same thing and have the PvPs versus TVTs, maybe it'll increase our win rate.
아무튼 동족전이
Honestly,
저한테 확률이 제일
to
좋으니까
defeat Rain,
이제 만날 수 있도록
it has to be PvP.
가장 중요한 게 자신감이거든요. 이 팀장이 자신감이 결여되면요.
I think the most important thing tomorrow will be confidence.
오늘 지켜보고 있는 이영호 선수 팀에게 여기 도발 팀장으로서 자신감 넘치는 팀원들의 사기를 위해서 한번 보여주세요.
So say some trash talk to Team Flash for tomorrow.
이야.
이렇게 자신감 없는 대장.
So he says, hey, yeah, we're going to take the trophy, so don't even think about it.
자, 이 이야기 들었을 때 상대팀이 어떻게 생각할까요?
Morgan's just shaking his head there off to the side.
그러니까 그걸 다시 한번 보여주십시오. 좀 더 강력한 선전포고.
내일 영호 프로게이머 때 전적이 저랑 1대1이거든요. 네, 프로게이머 때. 네. 제가 내일 영호 잡겠습니다.
야, 이렇다면
이 정도는 돼야죠.
자, 김민철은 누구?
So Morgan's saying we need.
김민철 누구? 그러면 김성현 남았잖아요.
저는 뭐 누구랑 붙던 간에
more
1승하겠습니다.
무조건 1승이면 그러면 김승현 선수 마이크 한번 잡아주시고 알파고 어때요? 알파고.
So we need more facts saying in the past his record against Flash was 1-1. So I mean, that's a pretty good record to have against Flash.
아니 도발해야죠.
So I am Mong. Say something more.
사실 오늘 버스 탔잖아요.
He says, well, they're such good friends.
누구를 상대로?
So let's have a good game.
만약에 지게
Says
된다면
next week.
어떡하실
But
No, the Korean commentator said that's too weak.
oh,
of a
that's
thing to
too
say.
weak. Yeah, they're trying to get some trash talk here. I am Mong.
아니 이거 돈이 중요한 거예요?
So,
명예
so what
아닙니까?
if you lose
돈 보고 하는 거예요?
tomorrow?
아니 저희 이제 이렇게 같이 하는 기회가 진짜 없잖아요.
He says, yeah, there's going to be a difference in the prize money.
재밌기도 하거든요.
네.
근데 이제 결과는
So we're just going to use the prize money to have some good dinners.
결승이었는데 결승도 와가지고 부담 없이.
So basically, actually, our goal was just to make it to the finals. So we really just made it to our goal.
결과는 따라오지 않을까 생각합니다.
근데 지금 부담이 되게 많아 보이는데요.
아니에요.
부담이 조금 넘치는 것 같은데 지금.
So having a lot of pressure isn't going to help us. So we're just going to empty our minds and go into the games with open minds.
힘있게
김승현대 파이팅!
All right.
보신 분들이 지금
All right. So he said, let's have some fighting words. He said, Team I am Mong fighting. And he said, yeah, but don't get too excited. Don't expose your skin there.
저희가 바란 게 아니었는데.
This guy's hilarious. I love that.
All right. Well, that did motivate him a lot. So, but we don't want to see your. It's like, congratulations once again on your victory, Team I am Mong. That is going to do it for our games tonight. Artosis Team I am Mong advances to the finals.
It's kind of an upset. I'm surprised that they did end up making it so far, but great teamwork really has paid off for them. And tomorrow's match is going to be pretty fun, man. I don't know if they can really take down such a strong set of players. Look at this Flash last Rain. Jeez.
What a dream team. Look at the whole Harlem Globetrotters and Brood War team battle right now.
By far the strongest overall team in this league, so no surprise that they're in the finals. I am Mong. I think they can win the 2v2, and I think that there are shots here. Like, I feel like if I could set the lineup for them, okay, they win the 2v2, let's say, I would probably put Oregon against Rain, see if that works out. Mong against Last, and just feed Sulky to Flash, maybe. That's the way I'm kind of... I have good faith in I am Mong's PvT. I think it's very strong.
Yeah, Mong was actually saying in the interview he thinks the only way to beat Rain is in a PvP because he's just that good in the other matchups. But yeah, I don't really know about that. I mean, to me, like Sulky seems really, really good, and his ZVT actually looks pretty great too. So maybe you can come up with an upset win. I mean, Flash did lose his game and then not play in the final set in their winners bracket finals. So I mean, maybe Flash goes down and anything can happen.
Well, I think that if Oregon goes up against one of those two Terrans, he's just the deadest ever. Like, that's a 100% loss almost, I feel like.
Yikes, yeah.
Like, he is just, those are the two best TV tiers basically out there, so.
Right.
I feel like him against Rain already sets him on a better track on maybe being able to take this down. But I don't know. We'll see what the draw is tomorrow, I guess. For the time being, thanks for watching, guys. And make sure you tune in tomorrow, because that is the finals and the rest of Brood War that you're going to have until GSL Finals Day.
Which will also be amazing. But tomorrow the games start at 8 p.m. KST, so an hour later than when they started today. So make sure to tune in for the ASL Team Battle Finals there. I'm sure we'll both be spamming about them on Twitter, so go check them out there. And share it with your friends. Let them know that the finals of this team battle is coming up. And if you want more Brood War action, of course, make sure to check out The Legend match before GSL Finals next weekend.
That's right, on Sunday at 2 p.m. KST. Definitely check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. The greatest 4 Brood War players of all time going up. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, though. Guys, until then, we'll see you next time.